Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Abdul Hadi, your biology and chemistry teacher. Welcome again. Today we'll talk about paper 2 in biology for February, March 2021. Okay, as you know, this paper is very important. This paper consists of 40 questions. You have to answer all of them. Any question had possible answers A, B, C, D. So you have to choose the best answer. Okay, then write your answer with soft pencil at the answer sheet. As you know, this paper from 40 marks, but at the end it will be multiplied in a factor, so the mark will increase. So it is very important paper. Firstly, let's talk about first question. First question said, wood lice are small organisms that live in damp places. أماكن زي رطبة كده. In an experiment, 3 live wood lice are put into a glass container. So we take this organism and put it in a glass container. Okay. The diagram shows what happened after 30 minutes. إيه اللي حصل بعد 30 minutes? What happened after 30 minutes? Firstly, we put the organism from this opening into this box. As you see, the organism move from here to there. Okay, why? Okay, we will know now. I think the organism moved from this point, okay, to this point or this half of the box because of the presence of water, and left this half of the box because of here there is a gauze which work as a chemical to absorb water, so no water here. So what happened to the organism here? I think the organism, okay, feel that no water here in this area, in this dry area, and moved to the area which is rich in water. Which characteristic of living organism? So we're talking about characteristics. We have 7 characteristics of living organism: growth, reproduction, sensitivity, and so on, shown by an experiment. يعني which characteristic shown by the organism in this experiment? We said that the organism feels that no water here and move to the other area. So the process of feeling is called sensitivity. So here, when you feel something, this is called sensitivity. So when you analyze the question, you can reach to the answer easily before reading the choices. Question number 2, which species can breed with Prunella vulgaris to produce fertile offspring? So, as you know, to have a fertile offspring, okay, there is a reproduction occur between 2 organisms have the same species, have the same what species. So did we have any 2 organisms have the same species? Firstly, the name of the organism, which start with genus, and end with species, which start with small letter. Okay, first organism called Prunella vulgaris. So I think they have the same genus but have not the same species, so this is wrong. Okay, we said that to have fertile offspring, the 2 animals must have the same genus and same species. Okay, same genus and same species, so this is wrong. Second, Vespola vulgaris, I think there is a difference here in the genus, so how can they have the same species? Also it is wrong. Okay, so the answer here will be D. 3. What is the correct order of arthropod groups from those with the most legs to those with the fewest legs? Okay, as we know, arthropods from the invertebrates, and it is classified to arachnids, crustaceans, okay, which found in the sea or aquatic organisms, insects, myriapods, okay, which has a large number of legs, myriapods, and also insects, okay. We can say that insects, okay, had a large number of legs, and the crustacean also, okay, have a large number of pairs of legs, okay. So let's remember the classification of animals and the vertebrates and how many pairs of legs, okay. Firstly, myriapods have the largest number of legs. Myriapods, those like that, which have large number of legs, large number of pairs of legs, like that, okay. So next we have crustaceans, okay, have number of legs or pairs of legs greater than what? Greater than arachnids. So it's 1, this is 2, okay, and this, then we have arachnids, which is 3, and insects, which are 4, okay. So the suitable answer here is C. So you have to be aware with the chapter of classification and the difference between arachnids, okay, arachnids للعناكب, and the crustaceans للأquatic animals, and the insects طبعا حشرات, and the myriapods, and the difference and how many parts in their body, okay. So number 4, the diagram shows 4 animal cell seen under microscope. 1, 2, 3, 4. What X present? X is the region at which the 2 cell membranes. Why I said cell membranes and didn't say cell walls? Because it is animal cell. خليها حيواني. Okay. So this is cell membrane. So the answer here, one cell membrane, I think it is wrong. 1 cell wall is animal cell. 2 cell membrane, yes, it is right, okay. Let's move to the next drawing, which is root hair, okay. It is clear that is root hair, شعيرات جذرية, root hair. Diagram shows a root hair, okay. Of course it has a vacuole, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell wall, because root hair is a plant cell. How is this cell modified for the absorption of water? If we talk about the absorption of any root hair or any plant cell, we have to remember the surface area. This shape or all of this modification, as we know, the normal shape for the plant cell take this elongated shape, okay, with this square shape, okay. This the plant cell and contain chloroplast and large vacuoles and so on, okay. So let's say that this elongation, okay, to increase the surface area. So as I said, when you talk about or any talking about the root hair, okay, we are talking about increasing surface area. So it has a cellulose cell wall. Of course, all plant cells have cellulose cell wall, okay. It has a thin layer of cytoplasm. No, wrong. It has large surface area, yes, because this modification or this adaptation in root hair cells increase the surface area of absorption. Next, a student drew a diagram of mitochondria. The diagram has a magnification of 20,000. The diagram shows, so this is called magnification M. Diagram is 5 centimeter long, 5 centimeter, okay, 5 centimeter long. What is the actual size of the mitochondria? Okay, actual size here, you have to remember the law of magnification. Magnification equal, okay, الimage length, يعني الصورة دي طول الصورة, over actual length. الأكشوال إيه؟ actual length. الأكشوال length طبعا اللي هو الإيه الحقيقي under the microscope. He gave us here, okay, the diagram, the image, and also it is easy to find the actual length and by compensation, okay. Actual here, actual length equal image of 5 centimeter. As you know, we have to have only 1 unit. okay at all the low، يعني عندي لازم يكون فيه واحدة بس، only 1 unit. 5 times we have about how many micrometer in centimeter? We have about 10,000. okay over what about the magnification? Magnification is 20,000. 20,000. so 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 3 this there also, this 0. So we have 5 over 2, which will gives us 2.5, and the answer will be D. Okay, but you have to remember the units and how to convert. Okay, how to convert centimeters. Okay, have 10 millimeters, and each millimeter, okay, have about 1000 micrometers. So when we change from centimeter to micrometer, we have to multiply 10 times 1000. It will be 10,000. So let's move to the next question here. A jar of air was placed upside down on top a jar containing brown gas. Okay, do you remember the experiment in chemistry also of the diffusion of iodine? It is easy. So diffusion of iodine. So like, which process has taken place? As you know, diffusion occur randomly, up and down. But diffusion, you have to remember that diffusion is the process by which particles move in random motion, without any external force, random motion. So diffusion both upwards and downwards, I think it is right. Upwards and downwards. Diffusion downwards only, wrong. Diffusion is a random motion up and down in all directions, yeah, not up and down. Diffusion upwards only, wrong also. Diffusion and osmosis also wrong. Okay. Which rule describe active transport? We have to remember that we have 3 ways by which substances move to and out of the cell. First one is called diffusion. Diffusion does not need energy, okay. And next one is called osmosis. Okay, osmosis also movement of substances or water from higher concentration to lower concentration, does not need energy. And active transport, which need energy, and which have an opposite definition, which say or which belong to movement of ions, such as sodium, for example, such as salts, and also, for example, glucose, which include the movement from low concentration to high concentration, which we say against concentration gradient. So particles move through a cell membrane from region of low concentration. We will choose one of those, low concentration, to region of higher concentration. Yes. Energy from respiration need? Yes. So the answer here will be D. The basis on strand of DNA molecules have the sequence C, A, G, C, T. What is the sequence of bases on the other strand? I think this is an easy question. As we know, DNA strand have a number of molecules. 4 molecules make this strand. Each molecule consists of guanine, okay, and cytosine, and adenine, and thymine, okay. They are distributed randomly according to the codes. And also thymine, the other case, can bind to adenine, and cytosine can bind to guanine. So as you see, guanine have to bind with cytosine and adenine with thymine. So let's move. Cytosine here we have guanine, okay. Adenine we have to thiamine, guanine, cytosine, cytosine, guanine. Okay, let's write here with a great letter. Here, this our code: cytosine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thiamine. Okay, so it will bind to guanine, it will bind to thiamine, and guanine will bind to cytosine. As you know, G with C and A with T and the contrast, and cytosine with guanine and the thiamine with adenine. So GTCGA, GTCGA, the answer here will be B. Yes. Okay. The graph shows the effect of temperature on the rate of the enzyme controlled reaction. Effect of temperature on the enzyme controlled reaction. As you know, temperature denature the enzyme. Denature what? Denature the enzyme. يعني الانزيم will not work after مثلا a particular temperature, for example 50 degree, from 40 to 50 degree temperature. Okay, as you know, here the enzyme was active at low temperature, temperature 0 for example. Okay, and as the temperature increased 1 يعني 10 مثلا for example 37 optimum temperature. This is the optimum temperature advised. So enzyme here is very active. And here enzyme is denatured. Okay, our enzyme not work here. Enzyme denatured. So which statement are correct? Okay. The collision frequency between substrate and the enzyme increase between X and Y. Okay, as we see X and Y. Okay, the enzyme was at its highest activity. So as you know, this can be considered as a chemical reaction. When the chemical reaction is at its highest activity, there is a great number of collisions between particles, so we can say it is right. The shape of the active site is altered between Y and Z. Yes, Y and Z. As we said, Y and Z here at high temperature, it is denatured, so the active site is denatured. As you know, enzyme had the active site which is complementary to the substrate. بيتناسب مع السبستريت. كل enzyme, any enzyme have its specific active site which bind to its specific substrate. There is enzyme for fats, there is enzyme for proteins, there is enzyme for carbohydrates, and so خلاص. But that is right. The enzyme is denatured irreversibly at X and Y. No, the enzyme is not this, meaning that he said denatured at X and Y. Want to say يعني sometimes لا, الانزيم هنا was active and here was not active, and this is not reversible. This is not reversible. يعني مش active and not active. لا خلاص, يبقى this is wrong. So 1 and 2 is right. We'll choose B. Okay. Which graph represents the effect of pH on the activity of digestive enzyme? As you know, each digestive enzymes which include, for example, amylase, lipase, and so on, have their own pH, or the pH at which they work or have their optimum activity. Okay, so activity of enzyme. As the pH increase, the enzyme activity increase. Okay, and it is linear increasing. No, it is wrong. Okay, activity of enzyme. The effect of pH on enzyme like the effect of temperature. It will be its activity increase to optimum pH. The highest point at which the enzyme is active at 7, and then after 7 it will decrease. For example, if the activity of enzyme was at 7, so any increasing over 7, the activity of enzyme will decrease. أي زيادة على 7, the activity of the enzyme will decrease. Okay, why? Because the optimum activity here 7, and in decrease than 7 also the activity will decrease, but it will not denature here. Okay, so this answer is right without reading the other answers, and this curve is refused, and also this is refused. In which process is oxygen a waste product? Oxygen waste product only at the process photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. The only process in biology which result in production of oxygen is photosynthesis, at which we use carbon dioxide and water in the presence of light to make glucose or sugars plus what? Plus oxygen. So active transport, no, this approach by which this consume oxygen. Okay, aerobic respiration, okay, this consume also oxygen. Anaerobic respiration in the absence of oxygen, photosynthesis. 13, okay. Which layer in the leaf contains interconnecting airspaces? Okay, as you know, this is a leaf, and this is called upper epidermis, okay, upper epidermis. And this is lower epidermis, يعني زي ما بنقول البشرة أو الطبقة الخارجية في الليف. خلاص. The second one here, this layer is called palisade cell. This palisade cell, and this is spongy cell. Okay, after palisade, this is called the spongy cell. Spongy. Those two layers, okay, here this B and C are called spongy. Are called what? Spongy. Called what? Spongy. But as you know, there is no spaces here. No spaces here. The water will move to, this is called phloem. This is called what? Phloem. And this is called xylem. This is called xylem. Xylem is the tubes or vessels at which water moves from roots. Okay, so the water will arrive here, and the water will move to spongy mesophyll. This circle, spongy mesophyll. Okay, as water will diffuse in it or move in it by osmosis, and then the water will, okay, will move by, okay, diffusion to this air spaces. So air spaces is found here between spongy mesophyll. Air spaces is found here between spongy mesophyll, okay, at C. At what? At C. And the answer of question number 13 is, of course, C. Where does digestion take place? Digestion take place. As you know, digestion, okay, is equal to defecation. خلاص. Defecation or the excretion of what? Excretion of waste products or undigested food at D. Because here ingestion occur here at B, okay, undigestion occur or excretion at pancreas at C. C is the pancreas at C, and B mouth, and A duodenum. Here ingestion, and here digestion. We have three processes occur: digestion, ingestion, digestion. And after digestion, there is absorption here in the small intestine, and finally there is here digestion occur or get rid of waste product. So we have to choose D, and we said why. Okay. Question number 15. The diagram shows a fat globule P in one part of alimentary canal, and the same fat globule Q. So we have two fat molecules. They appear another part in alimentary canal. As you know, alimentary canal start like that. Mouth, okay, esophagus, and then stomach, and after stomach here there is duodenum, and after duodenum there is here what? there is here small intestine. So duodenum. At duodenum here there is the pancreas, and there is here the liver. Okay, and there is here gallbladder, which excrete a bile, which excrete what? Bile. So in which part of the alimentary canal are P and Q? As you know, P large molecule, Q small fat molecule, B large fat molecule. So where be a large fat molecules? Large fat molecules will be found before excretion of bile. Why? Because bile working in fat only. It change large fat molecules to small fat molecules, the bile, which excreted from gallbladder on liver. Okay, so all of this area we have large fat molecule, which include esophagus, okay, and stomach. And at duodenum, from duodenum to small intestine, we have small fat molecules, because here there is excretion of bile. So B or P at duodenum, okay, and stomach. B ileum, esophagus. So here this, yes, B here at esophagus, Q small at ileum or small intestine. So the answer of 16 or 15, okay, will be C. Okay, so let's move to next question. The diagram shows enzyme and the products of the reaction they catalyze. Amylase catalyze simple sugars, lipase fatty acids, and also glycerol. Protease amino acids. Which diagram matches the enzyme? Okay, I think the diagram which matches the enzyme. Okay, this is not matching it. We have two errors from lipase. Okay, we have two errors here from lipase, but the errors from protease is wrong. Okay, I think this is close to this. Yes, so the answer here is C. Let's match it, completely matching. Which statement about function of xylem? As you know, xylem is a vessels in the leaves and stem which transport only water and minerals. Okay, and also xylem, okay, consists of lignified walls which support the plant or the stem. It carries glucose, wrong. It helps to support stem and leaf, yes, it is right. It is the only transport tissue in plant, wrong. There is phloem transporting glucose. It carries water away from leaves, wrong. It carries water away from roots. So B is right. It support the plant. Okay, بيدعم النبات. لأن الوالز بتاعت الزايلم very very strong. It is lignified walls معمولة من lignins which support the plant standing up. Okay, what is the part of the definition of transpiration? First, transpiration, you have to join it in your mind with the term evaporation. Evaporation from leaf. Evaporation of what? Evaporation of water. Evaporation of H2O from what? From leaf. Through what? Through stomata. But this definition you have to put it at your mind. The loss of water vapor from plant leaves by evaporation of water at the surface of the mesophyll cells, right? Without reading the other, it is right. Okay, so because it is like our definition. Okay, the diagram shows the circulation of blood in an organism. Okay, so this is the heart. Blood circulation at capillaries which take oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide, of course, occur at lungs. create lungs. Then the blood move away, يبقى ده way 1. Then the blood will move to heart, way 2 again after gaining oxygen, and from the heart to the capillaries at cells, okay, which give the capillaries carbon dioxide, okay, and they take oxygen, and then the blood will move again. So this is double circulation, and double circulation occurs in fish. No, fish single circulation. No, mammalian lungs. Okay, this process occurs at mammalian lungs. The exchange of gases. Yes. Question number 20. The photograph shows a human blood. Which blood component can carry out the process of phagocytosis? As we know, white blood cells have three types. Have lymphocyte has neutrophils, okay, and has the other which is called macrocyte or phagocyte. يبقى اسمها macrocyte or phagocyte. A lymphocyte is very small and with circular nucleus. Circular nucleus. Neutrophils is larger, and the macrocyte also larger. So white blood cells is different from red blood cells. This is red blood cells. Okay, we have only one type of, or one kind of red blood cells, but we have three types of white blood cells. Lymphocyte, which produce antibodies. Okay, يبقى lymphocyte function produce antibodies. يبقى lymphocyte, lymph produce antibodies. Antibodies. خلاص. Why? Producing antibodies to kill virus. Or bacteria. Okay, and after killing it, it will move to neutrophils, which is neutrophils and the macrocyte, this neutrophil and the macrocyte, to phagocytose, make process phagocytose, تبلعها, phagocytosis, okay, engulf it, phagocytosis. يبقى after killing virus or bacteria by this lymphocyte, they will engulf it. This is lymphocyte, which produce antibodies which will kill what? Will kill the microorganism or bacteria, and then will be engulfed by the neutrophils, this neutrophil. Okay, so the answer here will be A, because we have no arrow here. The answer will be A. And as we said again, we have three types of red blood cells. 1, 2, 3. 1 kill the microorganism, which is bacterial virus, by producing antibodies, and the two other cells, which is neutrophil and the macrocyte, will engulf it. Okay, or we cannot say eat it, Paper2, just engulf or destroy it or lysis it. Which diagram shows how a vaccination can lead to long-term immunity? Okay, as you know, vaccination is taking of antibodies or memory cell or antigen, a piece of antigen. Vaccination such as COVID-19 vaccination, it is a dead part of the antigen or virus. So antigen injection, not memory cell. Memory cell is a result of producing antibodies. Yani after injection of COVID-19 vaccine, which is antigen, a piece of the virus, okay, dead part of the virus. The lymphocyte will produce antibodies. Antibodies will cause memory cell to be activated. Okay, so this route will be the right. Antigen injected, lymphocyte multiplies. Okay, antibodies produced, memory cell produced. So 21A is right. We didn't move to C and D. Okay, let's take a small look on C. Antigen injected, memory cell multiplies. Wrong. After injection of antigen, lymphocytes firstly multiplied. Okay, antibody injection, no. Vaccination does not mean injection of antibodies. Antibodies here, this is passive immunity, not active immunity, passive immunity. okay. طيب air entering human lungs contain approximately 21 oxygen and 0.04% carbon dioxide. So this is pure air. This is pure air. Enter lung. Enter what? Enter the lungs. Area 21 oxygen and 0.04 carbon dioxide. Which row shows the concentration of these gases in air leaving lungs? Air leaving lungs here impure. Here impure. And as we know, impure air consists of about 4% carbon dioxide, 4% CO2. You have to remember it, okay? The impure air, the air which is leaving the lungs. And oxygen, okay, from 16 to about 18. Oxygen from 21 to 16 or 17 or 18 according to the pollution. So percentage of oxygen in expired air which get out, okay, of the lung. 4, yes, 4. Maybe right. Percentage of carbon dioxide, no. Percentage of oxygen, no, this is wrong. Percentage of oxygen is, as we said, 18 or 16. Percent of oxygen expired air, 12, wrong. 16 may be right. And percent of carbon dioxide, CO2, 4, yes, right, and this right, so C is right. Question number 23. After running a fast race, student had pains in their leg. Pains in their leg. بنسميها الشد العضلي. Okay, or strains. Okay. The pain was caused by build-up of product of anaerobic respiration. As you know, anaerobic respiration, okay, when your body need energy, mitochondria, of course, take oxygen, okay, take oxygen and glucose and give you what? Give you energy plus carbon dioxide. Energy plus carbon dioxide or water vapor for example. خلاص. هنا بقى anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, does not happen. No oxygen. There is a depth of oxygen. So glucose is changed. Glucose, okay, it changed into lactic acid. يبقى anaerobic respiration, glucose and energy, and plus what? And the energy, lactic acid, but not carbon dioxide or not water. So the cause of pain in our leg is lactic acid. This is the cause of pain. Yani when you practice your exercise and feel pain after a period of time, this is because lactic acid at your legs. Lactic acid, okay? So which product cause pain? Lactic acid, because it is called acid, so cause the pain. And it will change again, lactic acid, it will change again into glucose after presence of oxygen, okay, and will take benefits from it. The diagram shows the production of excretion and excretion of materials from human body. Excretion. Cells here gives carbon dioxide, okay. X. So what are the process? This process are called respiration. Called what? Respiration. Product of carbon dioxide, respiration, which occur in cell. As we said, breathing, تنفس, breathing occur in lungs, but respiration occur in cells. Okay, carbon dioxide. This called waste products. Here are waste carbon dioxide and waste products. Amino acids occur in liver. Okay, move to liver. What happened in liver? This process called deamination. Deamination. As you know, an excess amount of amino acids in our body will move to liver to remove nitrogen and change it to urea by the process of deamination. Okay. Then Z and excess salt. What are processes? What are V, W, X, Y, and Z in diagram? V, anaerobic respiration or aerobic respiration. So where is V? Cells when give carbon dioxide, this is called aerobic respiration. Type W, we said that W, deamination. So this is wrong. خلاص, this is wrong. okay. anaerobic also wrong. we said aerobic respiration يعني تنفس هوائي في وجود الأكسجين. C may be right and D may be right. So he said that W deamination. W which occur in liver صح, deamination. طيب Y after liver it will move to kidney. I said it will change into urea and will move to kidney for excretion. okay. طيب it's talking about X firstly. X is lung. Carbon dioxide will move to lungs. Carbon dioxide will move to lungs here. It is right. Then Y kidney. Then Y kidney. خلاص. يبقى aerobic respiration, diminution lungs, urea kidney. So urea kidney. So it is C. Do we said Y? What is the function of synapse? Okay. To understand the function of synapse, we have to know that synapse is the area, okay, which connect to two nerves, This area, okay, with red color, this area with red color is called the synapse. So this space between the ends of two neurons are called, okay, synapse, are called what? Synapse. At this synapse, there is neurotransmitters or impulses travels in both direction or in one direction, in one direction from one neurons to the other neurons. Suppose that we are talking about sensory neurons. You feel pain, the pain will move from sensory neurons, okay, sensory neurons, which extends from your hand, for example, if you feel a hot object, to your spinal cord, which found, okay, relay neuron. Relay neuron. It is found which connect between sensory and motor neuron. Another neuron, okay, will extend from the spinal cord to your hand and give it the order to raise from the hot object or leaving the hot object. So لو impulses travel in both direction, wrong طبعا. It ensure impulses travel in one direction. This is right. Okay. Thank you, my friends. Inshallah, we'll complete the next questions in another session, inshallah. Thank you very much. Thank you.